Good evening. Welcome to Rebirth Podcast. Tonight, we are going to be talking to Coach Natasha. We're going to be talking about breaking generational chains and healing and doing soul work. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to tonight's podcast.
Out of the ashes, we will soar to a destiny we can't ignore. Heartbeats echo through the night with every dream and endless flight. Together strong, let's break the mold. Our rebirth, this story's told. It's time to renew, rebuild, restore. Unlock the dreams we've been waiting for. Rise up higher, more and more. With every breath, a new dawn's roar.
Happy Monday. Welcome to Rebirth Podcast. I'm your host, Shay Marriott.
And I am Corey Wilkerson, a.k.a. The Thinker.
All right, now, Thinker. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Yes.
How you doing? Cheers. Cheers. Well, you got your water?
Yeah,
Okay.
cheers. Still drinking, but, you know. You drink this weekend? Just ask.
Yeah, so I'm actually just getting back from Costa Rica.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You got that Costa Rican tan.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Glad you made it back.
Yes.
Okay.
Every year I go away this time of the year to do a women's retreat.
Oh.
Yes, so I had a chance to go to Costa Rica this year.
Mhm.
Last year we went to DR.
Okay.
And then the year before we did Aruba. And then the first year it was Jamaica.
Yeah. I feel like
yeah.
it's unsafe for y'all to be going out there by yourself.
You want to get in my luggage?
All I'm saying is, listen, in the world today, you need a man just to be there.
That's what it
You know what I
is.
mean? So next year, bake that in. Bake that in.
For sure.
Right.
Shout out to Sherry Mona.
Yeah.
Sherry Mona, she is actually the curator of this girls retreat.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited. We had a great time. We had a wonderful time. There's monkeys in Costa Rica. Yeah. So maybe I'll share some pictures next week.
Yeah, you do that. Did it rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rainy place.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
absolutely.
Costa Rica's cool.
It's hilarious. You went to Costa Rica before, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
You had a good time?
I had a good time.
Alright.
It was interesting though.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Did you do the rainforest?
Didn't do the rain. Well, no, I didn't do the rainforest. I did the ATVs.
Mhm.
They got this bridge. I don't know if y'all did it, but they got this bridge. You look down under it, and it's like hundreds of crocodiles and alligators.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds.
Yeah, no, we didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
No,
Okay.
we didn't
Well,
do that.
Sometimes you got to challenge your blackness.
Did you see challenge my blackness?
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't play them games.
Okay, you
We
right
don't play the
about
deck
that.
like that.
I don't know
Hey,
if I want to
you know what I
challenge
mean?
it with no alligator. Okay, you give
Yeah,
me
that was
something
it.
else to
I
challenge
was
it
just
with.
like, I don't need to see no more. You know what I mean?
So, did you encounter monkeys while you were there?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't see no
All
monkeys.
right,
I didn't
all
see
right.
no monkeys. No,
Okay.
no, but that would be fun though.
It would.
It would be. I think so. I always wanted a monkey when I was little. But I think I
wanted a monkey when I was little
You grew up with
too.
Bubbles?
I remember
do?
Bubbles. Yeah, Michael Jackson's a monkey, right?
Yeah. He's 46 now. He lives
Bubbles
in
still
Florida.
alive?
Yeah, he lives in Florida.
The fact that you know that information is concerning.
Somebody posted him last week. They were like, Bubbles is still alive. He's 46. Well, you know
Bubbles
what I mean?
done outlived Michael Jackson.
Outlived Mike. That's why he had to get away from Mike. Like,
I cannot. You sure you don't have a Cinco de Mayo drink before you got on the air tonight?
This water. Live your life.
Oh, that's right.
You're
I know
right.
that's right. So we are very excited. We are in the month of May, and this is Mother's Day month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day in advance.
Yes. So we have some amazing shows that's going to be coming to you this month. Respectfully in honoring our mothers, and tonight's show is going to be amazing. I'm very excited to have this young lady on. My first encounter with her was last year at the Her Legacy Award.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was a year ago?
That was a year ago, a
Wow.
little over a
Time
year ago.
flying.
Mhm.
Sounds fun.
Yep. So I'm very, very excited to have her. But what's been going on with you?
Man, listen, I'm trying to stay in this gym, trying to stay healthy, get ready for the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really it for me so far, man.
You still doing the jump roping?
Yeah. But you know what? I realized that I'm into my 40s.
You just realizing it?
You know?
And you're what? 40 what? 3? You've been in your 40s for 3 years now. You just now figuring it out.
Shay,
All right, my
I
bad.
didn't
I'm
get the
sorry.
answer. But so being that but yeah, my niece told me.
Watch it.
Not like that. I mean, you know my age. See, you know my age.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you know my age. But yeah, like I don't know. It's like my niece.
Your niece was talking to you.
It was like, boy,
right?
Are you bucket? Who are you? Yo,
Yeah.
That's so weird. Don't jump tomorrow. That's what it told me.
Right.
I said, all right, I ain't gonna jump
It's
tomorrow.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where. I couldn't even
Yeah.
stand
Well,
up
you
right.
better go ahead and invest in some Tiger Balm and
Oh God,
Icy Hot and all of those things.
Smell like the cellar. But I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah.
That's good though. Congratulations. You've been very consistent with it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I like it though. It's fun. You can do it anywhere. So I'll find myself carrying it around in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's where I'm at.
So, guys, tonight we're gonna go ahead and get into the show, but I'm gonna read her biography before we bring her on. What? I don't know what that was.
How would they go for like a Costa Rica?
In my eye.
You had a Costa Rica dance. Can't take them nowhere.
That's what the monkeys was doing to me when I was there. That's what happened.
Put that hair back. I'm gonna read the bio.
I can't with you. I cannot with you. So tonight, guys, we have an amazing guest. And we've been on this kick about healing, right? 2025. I explain this every time I get on air. God gave me the word healing. And at that time, I didn't know what that was going to look like, but this came to me right before the new year came in, and it was just like, I want you to do work on healing. Now, mind you, I've been going through my own healing journey. I've stated before, I had spine surgery back in November, y'all, and it has definitely been a challenge. It really has. The cold weather was not helping. And so I think a lot of my healing was delayed because of the season and the rain and the coldness and all of that. But I'm getting there. Yeah. Little by little, I'm getting there.
Well, you're doing good.
But thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So we're going to be talking about healing tonight. And this young lady has her own personal story, and she's been on her own healing journey. I love to watch her Instagram posts because she get on there and she just dance and she just motivate and she just inspires, and it actually really makes my day. You don't realize sometimes when you're scrolling through social media, you come across certain people that just bring this joy and this pickup. Right. And that's how I feel every time I go across Natasha's post. And I will I'm always liking her post, but sometimes I'll reach out and I'll say something or give her a little message, because it's important to let people know how much they are inspiring you and how much they're motivating you. So she has a wonderful heart, a joyful spirit, and I'm very happy she's with us tonight. So I'm going to read her bio. So Natasha Riviere, also known as Coach Natasha, is lifestyle strategist and certified holistic health and wellness coach, helping high-achieving women reclaim their time and implement breakthrough success habits that revitalize their mind, body, and spirit. She's a certified life coach, gut health coach, and passionate woman of faith who leads online and in her community with powerful conviction as she spreads contagious joy and empowers women to live unapologetically. Natasha has over 20 years of experience in education and knows what it takes to deliver knowledge that inspires change. She is the creator of the Holistically Wealthy Bootcamp, where she leverages her no-nonsense style of coaching to help her clients develop a personalized health and wellness. Hold on, y'all. My phone just got stuck. There we go. And wellness plan that designed for the body type, fitness goals, and lifestyle, and teaches them how to set goals that inspire them and elevate their lives. She is the founder of the Be Free Society, a social media community of highly motivated women who are embracing the power of unapologetic living and crushing their life and health goals daily under her leadership. Natasha is the mastermind behind the Girltude. said Gertrude. Sorry, Natasha. The Girl Tude Collection, an apparel brand designed for the sassy boss girl who loves God. Oh, I love that. Natasha is a New Jersey native. So am I. I didn't know that, Natasha. And resides in Delaware. She is a wife, a mom, and loves spending time with her beautiful grandchildren. Without further, a grandmom? What? Girl, you don't look like no grandma. Without further ado, please welcome Coach Natasha Riviere to the Rebirth.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
What you
Girl,
talking about,
yes.
grandma?
Boom.
Right.
She was at her legacy. She was with me.
Was she? Oh, she got a chance
Yes,
to see her
yeah.
grandma. That's
Yep.
what's up.
She is 3 and she is just the love of my life.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations on everything. You know, your bio here says it all, but welcome to the Rebirth. This is your first time and I'm so excited to have you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to share my story and to share the mic with you guys tonight and just to pour. I am so excited to be here and I appreciate the invite.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So let's jump into it. I know you're a coach. You got a lot of stuff. You wear a lot of hats. First of all, you wear a lot of hats. So you are definitely showing that women can do it all. We can do it all. We can. We definitely can. But before we get started, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you, first of all, because we're in the month of May and we want to make sure that we celebrate, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you. And back at you. Happy Mother's Day and happy Cinco de Mayo to you guys too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what inspires you to be a coach during this time? How long have you been a coach?
I've been a coach. We could go back years, right? But I've been doing it in this capacity since 2022. And it was my own personal healing journey. I wasn't looking to be a coach. I didn't even know that that was even a thing. Like, I knew there were coaches out there, but I actually thought that they had to have some type of degree. And so in 2019, I began my own healing journey. And after some processing and things like that, it literally just like fell on my lap. I had left the employer. I had to go out on, FMLA and things like that. And just, okay, what is the next thing? What am I supposed to do? Because I know there's more to me. I'm not just meant to, not, right? So it literally fell on my lap. And I went through the course and just to get some training and just to find out how, to navigate through it all. And I realized that this is what I've been doing for so many years. Just friends and family and relatives is reaching out and always needing some type of advice and some type of pour, right? And so I've always done it. It's my character. It's who I am. And so literally people have found me to be a safe space. And here I am. And so I was like, okay, so we're going to turn this thing you've been doing for free. And now we're going to make it.
Right.
We're gonna
exactly.
We're gonna go. Yes. We're gonna get paid off the gift now.
Yes, that's important. That's important. So tell us a little bit about your healing journey. Like what started this process for you?
So I had to we could go back years. This could be like we could talk for hours and days on this. But what it really came down to was me giving myself permission to heal, not just where I was currently, but I had to heal past trauma. I had to face it and I had to get past the stigma that, things just got swept under the rug and that, being vulnerable was weakness. Because growing up in the city, hey, I heard you say Jersey girl, so that's why we click too.
Yes.
So, growing up, you just had to be strong. It's just what you did. We didn't discuss things. It was what it was. But I had to give myself permission, and I literally was mentally on tilt. And I knew that I had to do something different one morning, getting ready for work. I sat on the side of my bed on the floor, literally hugging myself, rocking myself. And I felt like I was going to have a mental break.
Wow.
And I did all my snot and crying and carried on. And so at this point in time, I was a supervisor in education, and the stress was real. And I was burning out literally both ends, burning at both ends.
Yeah.
And I got up after I had my moment. I got up, got ready, and I showed up, right? And no one knew what I had gone through. And I was like, this will be the last day that I do this. And that's when I had to go out on FMLA. And that really jump started the journey. And so it's something that I knew I had to do to go to get where I am now, really.
And this is you endured childhood trauma, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
What we want to talk about?
Yeah, man. I mean, let's get in it. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
So one thing about me, I'm healed, so I'm past that. I don't have shame, and no shame in my game. I went through it, I got through it, and now my goal is to help other people get through it. So what we want to talk about.
Right. I guess the first thing I want to say is, how did you realize, what was that moment when you realized that you actually had childhood trauma? Because sometimes people don't realize that some of the things that they've gone through is trauma, because we've normalized it so much, especially within the Black and brown community, right? It's just our way of life and how we live and how we cope, but we don't always identify it as trauma. So I guess we can start there. When was that moment that you said, okay, this is trauma and I have to heal this?
I realized that it was trauma when I was always offended. And when I was rejected by certain things or people, when, people didn't see me, so to speak, when I would reach out or get ignored, I was like, what is this? So I had to dig deep and do soul work. Like, why do I feel this way? And then I realized it was the trauma. It was the rejection. And that was the biggest part of my childhood trauma, the rejection. And so I had to deal with that. But it was the moment when situations kept coming up and it was rejection, and I would feel a way like I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. They don't like me, like things like that. And and I would get upset, and I would it was a pain. And it was just like, I would get upset and I would get emotional and I was in my feels. And I was like, this is not normal, because that's not even my personality. Like, I'm a happy person and, outgoing, until it got to that rejection. But when it got there, it was like, but that would be it. There are a lot of other things that I've gone through and points that I can point out, but I would say it was the rejection would be the biggest one.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things, so, thank you for sharing that. One of the things that was called out even in your bio is that, you're a person of faith, right? And I wanted to kind of have you touch on, how has your faith journey, or how has your faith played in facing your childhood trauma, and how has that helped you through your journey?
My faith, so when I'm having a relationship with God and how loving He is towards me, and He set me free when I received the gift of salvation, right? And I realized that I didn't have to carry that bondage and that baggage, that I could really be free from it, and I can give it up and just be free. Hence my community online, Be Free Society. So my faith really does help me, because how can I help anyone if I can't help myself? How can I lead others if I'm in a broken place? So what that did was, if I didn't deal with me and what I was going through, I was going to bleed down on the people. And how does that serve them well? How does that glorify God? It doesn't. So it would just be passing down hurt. Oh, go ahead, Corey. My bad.
No, that was my fault. And so I think to hear you say that makes perfect sense. And I think that sometimes we hear that, especially in our community. But what does that look like for you? Like, I think sometimes we feel like we have to have the perfect prayer. We have to go to the right place to do this, right? It has to be in church, or it has to be around a certain group of people. It has, it could be in your car. But talk to us about, how do you challenge yourself to go to God with some of the things when you're challenged, or to have him help you through your journey, or how he has helped you through your journey?
So going back to the rejection, when you would go to God in the beginning, in my baby stages of my walk, I felt unworthy, and I felt like I was bothering God even in that area. But the closer I got to him through reading, not necessarily in church, but just reading and just praying and in worship, right? That's in my car. The word says pray without ceasing. So God is with me all day. So I'm not like religious. I'm not caught up in that religious stuff. I have a relationship with God. And so it's a different type of vibe, right? So it just looks like me. It looked like me inviting him in my day, starting my day with prayer, asking him, what does he want me to do for the day? What does he want me to give, sir? How can I serve the people today? Literally daily surrendering my will for his, right? That's what it looks like for me. So, and everyone's walk is different. It looks different for everyone. But I'm not the lock yourself in a closet for 11 million hours and spin around and all that type of stuff. It's just, I go throughout my day, breath prayers, and just acknowledging him for who he is and thanking him for what he's done and where he has me now in life and what he has gotten me from. So the deliverance of it all really helped also. Yeah. So the more like the closer I get, the more delivered I get, the freer I get. And then I'm able to really serve people in a better capacity, because again, I don't want to bleed down on the people. And my heart is for the people, and I don't want to hurt anyone. My whole goal and legacy is to leave a trail of healed women behind me, and I can't do that if I am not at my best. So going back to, you have to be your best. No, I know I'm flawed. So I don't want anyone to ever look at me and say, oh, she got it all together, because no, I don't. I have my daily struggles, right? I'm healing from things daily. Yeah, I may have healed from some past things, but I heal from things daily, because healing is a continuous journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very true.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we talked about that before, because you're always on some sort of healing journey. As soon as you heal from one thing, there's something else that's coming that you need that's going to take its place. Right. So there's really no destination when it comes down to a healing journey at all. Okay. So there's often a misconception that vulnerability equals weakness. How did you learn to see it as a form of strength?
When the people that I was helping in those moments and serving, when just certain things I would share, if just in conversation with a young lady, and she would share what she was going through, and I would share what I had gone through, or even what something that I may have been going through. Just that confirmation, like the look, like, oh, you've been through that. Oh, you got through that. So and the more I did it, it was like, you can be vulnerable and it's okay. But again, society and growing up, you suck it up and we don't talk about stuff, right? So you just had to be strong. So the majority of my life until 2019 has been me being the strong one. Now I'm still strong. I mean, listen, I don't want people getting confused now. Okay, but yeah, so I am okay being vulnerable, and actually the more I share, the more I heal. So and I continue to break free from the past also. And so and I get empowered by empowering. So and when like I said, when I have those conversations with people, or they DM me and they say, hey, you really helped me with that, thank you. It's like, that's it. This is what people need. People need raw, they need real, they need relatable. If I didn't go through the things I went through, I wouldn't be able to help the people that I serve. Seriously, I would be a fraud. I've
Yeah.
endured everything that my whole brand is my life, what I've endured. If people really pay close attention, I am sharing my life with you. I'm sharing what the things that I've gone through to help you get through.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's a big deal too, because we talk often. I don't know if you're a comedy person, but that's what makes comedy funny, right? When you can relate to what the comedian's talking about. The relatable pieces, while they may offend and they may feel like they're talking to you, those are the things that makes it funny. You relate to it, right? So that's true for Brave Review. One of the things that you kind of touched on also is that you're turning your pain into your triumph, right? Tell us about some of the hardest parts of your journey that's been hard for you, and how did you push through it? Because being vulnerable is hard, and going through that journey is hard, and it's a journey. It's not a destination. So sometimes it continues. So talk to us about how you've pushed through and what are your hardest moments were.
I do the hard thing. And I know some people say, you don't want to do the hard thing. Well, I had to do the hard thing because I had to do the soul work. That was a hard thing for me. And every day I have to be intentional with just doing it. I have to do it. Not crying, carrying on sometimes, kicking, screaming, all the things. Because healing hurts. Freedom will cost you. This is what I got going on here. This cost me a lot. It cost me friendships. It cost me, it cost a lot. It cost me a lot to get here. So it has to be it was intentional for me. And I get up and I do it every day. How and why? Because I gave God my yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I gave him my yes.
I think we have to be, I'm glad you brought that up in regards that it has cost you some friends, right? What we have learned is that everybody is not meant to go to the next level with you. Not who, but your support systems, like you're going through this healing journey. Did you have a support system in place when you started this process? And if you didn't, then what was that thing that kept you grounded into your healing?
So my husband for one, but outside of my husband, I have my sisters, and I'm not talking about blood. I'm talking about my sisters, and they're the ones that when I was in the sunken place, when I was down and I was down, they were reaching a hand. They got down in there. They got down with me. They prayed me up. They prayed me out. So again, even in that, it was being vulnerable in that moment, just reaching out and say, hey, can you pray for me today? Because I'm having a really rough day today. So yes, I have friends, sisters that I have been friends with for years. They are my riders. Everybody say ride or die. No, they ride in life. Because and they have been the ones that have seen me at the bottom.
Yeah.
They got down with me. They helped me up. So though it was very integral in having a support system in the journey, because other people fell off, but only a few remained. And they were the only ones that I would even allow to speak into my life, because I knew how they were coming. And other people, when I was going through my journey, I didn't allow a lot of outside chatter at all. I had to really turn into everything off, because I only wanted to hear from one. Right. But my friends were also a part of that journey with me. And they'll tell me now, like, man, just seeing you where you are now from where you were in 2019, like I was in a bad headspace.
Wow. Did COVID have anything to do with that? Because we were when did COVID hit?
2020.
That hit in 2020. Okay. Did you notice a decline when the pandemic hit?
No, but what so my journey started in 2019, but when the pandemic hit, that's when I left the employer. That's when the purge happened.
Okay.
That's when I left my good old cushy job. That's when I left the ministry I was serving at. It was just a lot of things. Doors were closing and with nothing opening. And so I literally felt like I was having a wilderness experience, and I didn't know which way to turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew to look up. And again, and that goes back to my faith, how Corey asked earlier, how did my faith get me through? When you're on your back, you can only look up. And
That's
so
good.
and that's really what helped me. So yeah, in 2020 is when I left in September. All those things started happening. And then by 20, I sat for a minute. I had to sit with myself. That was hard.
Yeah.
Sitting with myself and saying, girl, listen, we ain't doing this. What are we doing here? We gonna get up from here because this ain't it, right? And so I had to have those hard conversations with myself first.
Yeah.
Because, our worst enemy is our enemy.
Right. Absolutely.
It really is. So I had to deal with me. And so by the time I got through 2020, 2021 rolled around and I was still going through it. Like 2 years it took me to get through this. And 22, it was the bus out. It's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. You build your muscle up at that point, right?
Yes. Yeah. And going back to Corey's question, that's the faith muscle.
Yeah.
Because no one was able to, no one can take credit for what happened in that time frame. No one. No one gave me anything. No one did anything for me. It was just me and God. It was just me and him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the best part of it. Yeah. I don't regret it.
One of the things you talked about is, we talk about legacy and leaving a legacy of healed women behind you, right? What does that look like in action? And how can others that are thinking about going on that same journey that you on, how can they start?
The question, because I actually did a reel not long ago. I think that was the one Shay was like, hey. I get that question a lot. How did you get to this level of, because it's not just, it's unapologetic freedom, right? Because I like I tell people, I had to suffer. And it's going to look different for everyone because we all carry different baggage. We've all gone through different things, right? What I went through may not be what the next person has gone through. So all of the journeys are different. But what I will say to the person that's looking to start the journey is, don't wait. You deserve to heal. It's your right. And give yourself permission to do it. It's going to hurt. You're going to lose some things. You're going to lose some people. And that's okay too, because it's never really an L. They're all lessons, right?
Absolutely.
And just give yourself permission to dig deep and not to be afraid to tap into those areas that you've suppressed for so long. And let those emotions flow. Let the tears roll, sit and feel. Sit and feel, because those tears are healing. It's just, and the best thing I can do is just say, do it. It's like you have a wound, right? The best thing to do, you just have to snatch the Band-Aid off. And you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Natasha, what age were you when you went through your childhood trauma?
I would say from birth. I mean, so I know that's when it started, but what I can go back, I can say as far back as 6, that I can recollect. And from 10, I was parenticized. And then it just, the trauma just snowballed until I was like, no one's ever doing this to me again.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to make me feel like this again. So yeah. And so that's why I'm very too, like, you don't get to do me, right?
Right.
Don't come over here wrong. And that's that part of, you can be vulnerable and you can and being very, very, very strong. Right. So I've always been a strong person, but yeah, it was a nice time frame. But the trauma still had a grip on me until 2019. until I decided to deal with it. So what was that? We're in 25 now, so I'm not 47 now. So I was like 41.
Okay. Okay. All right.
What's that? 31 years of doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so if you, it's a lot of years. That's a lot of years. It is. So I'm going to go with, you said at age 10, you became parentified. So you're 47 now. If you had a chance to have a conversation with yourself at 10 years old, what do you think you needed to hear at 10 years old? What would that conversation be?
Well, I actually had these conversations with myself when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And I said, I would never be poor again. I will never be like X, Y, and Z. I'm going to keep, anonymous, keep it anonymous. I'm never going to be like this person. I'm never going to be like that person. I'm never going to do this. I will never put my kids through this. So I already spoke those words when I was 10.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So just me telling myself what I'm not going to do. And I've held dear to that.
Good for you. So as we kind of wrap up, we want to add a couple of fun questions to see where your head's gonna go, right? So ready?
I don't know, Corey.
I'll make it easy for you. So if your healing journey had a theme song, what would it be, and why does that speak to your spirit?
Didn't DMX. Did it go? They don't know who we be. They don't know.
Not DMX.
I hip hop all day, okay? I'm hip hop, okay? It's definitely X, okay? It's definitely X. Because that beat go hard and it just do something.
It just hit different, y'all. But that's your Jersey in you. That's that Jersey.
Okay, I might be getting. See?
I love it. All right. So my fun question is: you've done the soul work. Now imagine you get a full self-care day with no responsibilities. What's on the itinerary from sunrise to sunset for you?
I'm on somebody's island. Not here. Toes in the sand and something in my hand. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
I
don't want to do nothing around here. It's got to be, I need to be a plane ride away.
That's right. I love it. Natasha, what population of people that you work with, and if somebody wants to get in contact with you to do some work, can you share that information? We're also going to put it in our chat as well, but I just want you to be able to identify the population of people that you work with and how people can reach out to you.
The population is the broken woman. The population is the woman that's ready to live unapologetically, who's ready to redesign her life, who's ready to prioritize her health and well-being through faith, freedom, and fitness. That's my population. And they can find me on my socials. Instagram is Coach Natasha M. Facebook is Coach Natasha M. And my main page is Natasha M. Rivera. And they can also find me inside of my Be Free Society private Facebook group for women. Now, I will say my demographic is women, but the men been reaching out too.
Okay.
And with my husband's blessings, I've been serving them too.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. Natasha, you are you're definitely a ball of inspiration. I love to watch you on social media, do your thing. You dancing, you working out, you just have this amazing spirit about you. So we appreciate you. Continue to do what you do. You are touching people. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. And if you guys are looking for someone that's going to lead you and that's going to help you get to the place that you need to be in your own healing journey, reach out to Coach Natasha Rivera. I know that she would be able to get the information and help you become healed and, you know, dance around and live life unapologetically like she's doing. Corey,
That's in your head. That's where that song will ring in your head for the next 2 hours.
For sure. Corey, any last minute words?
Just want to say thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for walking us through your journey. I think it's important that all of us need to hear this because we're more alike than different, men and women, and we are all trying to walk each other back home, to be honest with you, right? And trying to just make sure that we are doing it the right way. And then we have to continue to have more people like you that are positive, especially in today's world where everybody's looking the other way. So continue to do what you're doing, continue to put the smile on your face, and thank you for everything that you're putting out in the atmosphere.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you both.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for your time. And
Absolutely.
I hope to see you again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Natasha. We appreciate you. We'll be talking soon.
All right. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
I absolutely love her spirit. Her personality is just contagious, right? Those are the type of people that you want to be connected to. Very contagious. So great show. And again, guys, if you are looking to connect with Coach Natasha, make sure that you you check out her Instagram and her social media pages and everything. We'll make sure that we put it after the show. We'll have it connected to the link so you guys can reach out to her. So before we go, we have some things coming up in May. Outside of Mother's Day, we have the African Day Food and Culture Festival, which is coming Saturday, May 24th.
Riverfront Park.
Yes. And that's at Tubman Garrett Riverfront Park, which is Rosa Parks Drive in Wilmington, Delaware. It's absolutely free from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rebirth will be there. We'll be there representing.
Nice.
For more information, you can go to Africa Day 23 at Yahoo.
Yahoo.com. Yahoo was good though. You know what I mean? Had a kid moment, you know. It's okay. It's okay.
I used to love me some Yahoo.
Me too. That's how you see those words together. You know, you just go straight to Yahoo. But yeah.
At yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com.
Wow. That's crazy.
That was good.
Y'all. That was good.
Can't mess with that Yahoo this day.
Listen. But again, shout out to Coach Natasha. Thank you so much for your transparency and your guidance today. Thank you to the thinker.
Thank you.
It's always a good time when you're here.
Da-dum,
yeah.
da-dum,
hey.
da-dum,
Hey.
da-dum. I'm like, what song she said this? She started talking. I was like, oh, that's DMX.
That's DMX.
I got it.
All right, guys. I will see you guys next Monday night at 7 p.m. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Again, it's so important that you subscribe because it helps us bring more content. It helps us bring people like Coach Natasha to the Rebirth. Absolutely. To drop those nuggets, and it's important.
It is. So make sure y'all tune in next Monday. Go get y'all a safe drink tonight. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea what I just did.
She's been doing this ever since she came back from Costa Rica. I don't know what it is.
It's the monkeys.
The monkeys.
Okay. Yeah, the monkeys was chasing me. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a great night. See you next Monday.